Hi, this is Just Kitchen. I'm new to this little YouTube thing. I want a cooking channel. First, you put your bleach and your dishwasher liquid in here so you can have your water so when you clean your dishes. I'm making Italian with hamburger meat and pepperoni lasagna for the first time. Usually, I just put hamburger meat and pepperoni. So first, I wash my pot. Rinse out my pot for when I'm mixing meat. Rinse my toilet. Get my bleach back up. So, rinse my pan, put it on the stove, ready for me to get ready to do my meat. So I'm going to grab an onion and a bell pepper so I can chop up in my stuff. This is my pan so I can make my layered lasagna. This is my little skillet I'm going to use. And this is my pot that I'm going to mix it in. So I'm putting all the stuff out that I need. Refrigerator. Gotta get my onion. We gotta put this forward stupid. Got out the onion. I'm gonna chop up my onion. I got out a bell pepper. I keep them froze because they last longer in the freezer. So, what I do is just cut a piece off. Don't look like I be getting It's better to freeze them. I buy them and I freeze them. Why? They don't rot fast and they don't spoil. So you freeze it, cut what you're going to use off, which is only a little, don't need a lot. But I still rinse them. Set this to the side. I'm going to rinse these pieces off, make sure ain't no seeds on here. With my cold water. Yes, they still froze, but they last longer. So I'm going to set these to the side. Give me a paper plate. First I'm going to chop up my onions. I'm going to cook these with my meat so they be cooked down. You don't need big pieces because I believe there's still a few in the sauce. I just chop them. Throw this part in the garbage disposal. Chop up my onions. Make sure they nice size because they gonna cook down once I cook my hamburger meat. I use the whole onion. I don't use a whole bell pepper. I'll rinse this off. Ooh. Onions burning my eyes. Chop up the pepper. I use red. You can use red, green, yellow, whatever flavor you want. Red are kind of sweet. They are still a little ice on them, but they don't get rotten if you put them in the freezer. I'm gonna chop these up. Now I'm gonna also cook this with my ground beef. Get that little green stem piece off. See the little ice is cool. Yeah, excuse my nails. Can't get them done because of the coronavirus. But I'm almost done with my peppers and my onions. They're going to cook down, and it adds more flavor to your hamburger meat, especially onions. They good. So, I'm going to put these on the same plate as the onions. Now I'm going to wash this and wash my hands with my soap and bleach water. Okay, I got my green peppers, well, my red peppers, and my onions cut up. For my ground beef, you know the store is limited to stuff, so I got 2 different ground beefs. I got 2 packs of Italian sausages. I got 2 packs of pepperoni slices, my lasagna noodles, my spaghetti sauces. I got different flavors. I got all my seasons. I got garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, meat tenderizer, seasoning salt, black pepper, basil, Italian seasoning. I got my ketchup and hot sauce also, and I also got a can of the diced tomatoes with the basil, garlic, and oregano. So I'm gonna start my hamburger meat. Usually I put on gloves because I don't like to touch hamburger meat. Put my hamburger meat, my ground beef, in my skillet. Put this inside of a bag. Put my other hamburger meat in. Turn my eye on 8. Put my other pack of hamburger meat in. Throw this other package in the trash. Now I'm going to wash my hands off. So I just touched the meat. So I'm chopping up my meat. Got my son next to cameraman. I'm a little nervous, as y'all can see. Chopping up the ground beef and lean ground beef. Leave my spoon right there. And all my seasonings. My pepper. Meat tenderizer. I don't need too much, because I'm putting seasoning salt too. Seasoning salt. little basil. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Italian season. Makes more flavor. And last but not least, oregano. Just a little. And I'm going to add my red pepper and onions. Turn it up a little. And I'm going to ground my ground beef, and I'll be right back. As you can see, my ground beef is almost done. Got a little bit more to cook. Make sure it's chopped real fine. Make sure all the pink is gone. So I'll cut my on high. Wish I could smell this aroma. It smells so good. So while this cooking the rest of the way and the last of it is browning, I'm going to make my little side salad. Hold on.
Action.
Oh, I forgot to put my cucumbers and rinse them off. So I'm going to rinse these off in cold water. Get my peeler. You can use potato peelers. Wash it off. I already put my little salad in a bowl. Put my knife right there. I don't peel it all the way. I peel most of it because I like the green and my kids like the green. So I just peel it like a little design. Clip the end. My second one. And put the peelings down the garbage disposal, or you can put it in the trash. Either way. So I'm going to rinse them off again. And now, ready to chop. Got my little clean bowl ready. So I'm going to set one of them right here. We eat them plain too with just ranch. Well, I do. And my daughter do. Put these in my bowl. Well, it's good to eat with them. And salt and pepper and vinegar. Like back in the day, like my granny used to eat. I'm cutting my second one. So we have a little side salad. I turn it around so it just don't make it even, so in case some of them are bigger. Whew. So putting them in a bowl. Wash my little cutting board off. This is the strawberry one that I used for vegetables. Gotta have bleach water. Kills the germs. Hot water. So I'm going to close these and set these to the side with my side salad. All you gotta do is just buy them from either Walmart, Aldi's, Kroger's. Now I'm going to set this in the refrigerator. You want salad toppers? Why would you do that? Okay, my hamburger meat is done. Nice and brown. All my little juices at the bottom of my onions. So, all the grease is almost drained out. What I'm going to do is put it in this pot. So when I mix my meat and my sauce together, it's going to be in here. Oh, let me start my oven. Preheat it to 400. Start. And the excess little grease and flavors that's from my ground beef, I'm going to use to ground my Italian sausages. Scoop that. I'm going to do it like this so it'll be faster. Hamburger meat. I'm gonna set this to the side. I got my cheeses out. Got 2 Italian, 1 mozzarella, and the festive blend, which I'm probably most likely not gonna use at all. So now I'm gonna ground my Italian sausages. Take my second pack. It's a mild ground Italian meat. Usually when I make my homemade pizzas, I use the Italian that's in the road, the Tennessee Pride. Take this out. Move this plastic. Remove a little piece of plastic. Chop this up. I'm going to cut it down to 6. And then I'm going to ground this Italian meat up with the grease from the hamburger meat. Turn this around. I'm going to cut it down on 5 because it's sticking a little. Chop real fine. Real good fine. Don't want to get burnt because it ain't going to feel good. Gotta keep switching hands. My hand is stuck across the table. On this Italian sausages, and after I brown this, I'm going to mix it with the ground beef mixture with the onions and peppers and all the seasonings. So I'll be right back. My Italian meat, you see the little peppers from the Italian sausage, it's almost done. I'm doing this so I can chop up the big pieces. Because I don't like big, giant chunks of meat. And my youngest son don't either. He'll pull them out. But I'm going to ground this a little bit more. And cut the eye down off for high. Put it back on 6. Ground it a little bit more. Then I'm going to mix it with my ground beef mixture. And my sauce. It's all mixed together now. It's all done. Just want to get a little more browner. The Italian sausage ain't gonna be brown like breakfast sausage because it ain't breakfast sausage. So. So now I'm going to cut the iron off, drain the grease, put my meat in here with the other hamburger meat. So I'm draining this grease, all that grease won't be in it. Get all the goodness out. Now, peel it out. Best way to cook as clean as you go. So your kitchen stay nice. My Italian sausage and ground beef. So now what I'm going to do is add all my sauces in here and all my little flavor secret sauce to my lasagna. And I'm going to grab some gloves so I can layer it. Fresh blue gloves. I put the blue gloves on because I feel like my finger have a cut, and plus I always wear gloves when I layer stuff because I gotta touch it even before the coronavirus, like chicken. So now big sauces because couldn't get them from Aldi's. So then and my sauce, more flavor. Now I'm going to open this can of the diced tomatoes. Because I add a little ketchup in here with my sauce. I'm going to try to get all the sauce out the rest of the drawer. You know, and I added all my sauces. All depends on how much you want it or the flavor. I add a little hot sauce. To whoever tastes. I don't measure because I'm used to making this recipe other than with the Italian sausage added. So my eye is still on 3. So I'm trying to cook the sauce a little so it can mix together. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little sugar, just a little. Sugar, as you can see, just for a little taste. Not a lot, just a little. And this is my sauce and meat mixture. So now, I'm going to cut my eye off and get ready to layer it. So, I'm going to rinse my pan out. Sit it right here for all my cheeses. Rinse my hands back out. Now, I'm going to put my pot, sit it right here, so that I can reach it. So first, I put a little meat sauce. I set it in the sink so that, see the little chunks of tomatoes. You layer it at the bottom. Just enough so the noodles don't stick to the foil pan. When I first started making lasagna, I used to always put the noodles at the bottom. So I learned how to do it the right way. So now I spread it out even. Now we're going to layer it. Put the spoon back. So I'm going to get my lasagna noodles. And I'm going to do them like this. I'm going to start from the top. I'm going to come back over here. Put one like this. So it'll be layered evenly. You can overlap it a little. Or usually I'll break it and put it right there for the other one, and this one at the bottom. And then put a layer. Break it in half or pieces and layer it this way, so all the bottom part is covered with a nice layer of noodles. Ain't gotta be perfect, ain't gotta be pretty for the bottom layer. So I get some more meat sauce. Then I spread another layer of the delicious meat sauce on these noodles so that they covered and fully meaty and saucy. Just gonna put a nice amount right here so that I can spread it out. So now that the noodles are all spread it out even, all the meat, you can't see the noodles,